All right, we're looking for Toyota Tundra. Oh, boo. What is wet? Oh, one of those big sea turtles or something? You mean like a sea turtle or something? So I found this one I want to show you. Um, 2019 Platinum. This thing they're trying to sell it. Excuse me. I believe it's in Virginia, so it's not far. And they're selling it at a Toyota dealership. So it's not a beeline. It's somebody that can sell them. So that's one that I like. I know it's like 35, but that's a good one because it's a $47,000 truck according to the bank. So to get that kind of a value on platinum, yeah, it's pretty insane actually. I mean, that's pretty much the newest one you can get for the 5.7 liter Tundra. Like the technology just only gets better, like on these later models, but they stick with them for so long. That's the thing. I mean, Toyota, they just the one that you're driving and this one is really not a big difference, really in the grand scheme of things. Like it's still the same, like the powertrains. Obviously, there's been some tweaks and whoopie woo over the years, but get the computer on this one, touchscreen, wood grain, 50K, fully loaded, including sunroof. It's classy, but it's not busy. You know what I mean? Nice package. That 1794 package. So that's a slam dunk on that one. That's a 45 $7,000. Most of the time, most of the time, vehicles sell closer to the retail price, which is this price. More often than not, you're going to see a vehicle like this one priced at 47,000. So, I mean, still going. big, don't you? Okay, so so we're going to shorten this down a little bit, so not to worry. We're going to shorten. All right, let's. Alrighty. So this is a good deal on this truck right here that I'm about to show you. So basically, this should tells me like according to what the banks, what people have typically paid for this truck with this kind of mileage, platinum edition 29 this particular year. Um, just keep in mind that this is a $47,000 truck on average in its current state, like the platinum that I'm about to show you. So now this is a little more than 30,000, but it is a 2019. It's a platinum. All right. So this one only has 50K miles on it. They're selling it at a Toyota dealership, and like the Carfax is really it's decent. So this is a good option right here. It's in Virginia. It's close. They just marked it down last month. Let's show you that here. Okay. Go to the okay, so this is in Richmond area, Virginia, right here, and they got this thing marked down so low. And so they originally had it. They were really trying to get the full book for this one, close to it, 43,000. On the low side of that, but they've had this thing so long that they had they had to dump it. So on the 24th of September, they reduced it down to 39, and then on October 16th, so not long ago, 35. So this is, I mean, jump all over that one. That's a hell of a buy on this one. That one's in Richmond. That Loyalty Toyota near Richmond, Virginia. So yeah, I mean, whoever gets that is getting a hell of a truck because it's loaded. I mean, it's leather, everything, sunroof, all the newest, greatest technology, and only 50,000. That's definitely a good deal on one right there. Let's go ahead and go through these two. Just the states that are close. Went through North Carolina, South Carolina, and the more options you're willing to look at, the better the results. Right? So that kind of fit that criteria. Crew cab, crew max 4x4. This is what's out there. That's close. That's close enough, right? So you'll see that you're looking at the price, like the mileage on here. There's a 2014, 33,000. With 65,000 miles on it. Here's one for 35,000. 93,000 miles on it. Does it? That one's obviously newer. It's an 18 compared to a 14, but still, I mean, these things just hold their value so well. It's insane. So one of the better ones that I saw, this one. They've had it for 182 days, and it's in Chester, Virginia, which is close to. It's 2019. It's only got 50,000 miles on it. Only got 50K. It's a platinum. They're selling it at a Toyota dealership, and they just marked it down. So yeah, I mean that deal. This deal is pretty good right here on this one. I know it's for you want to be at 30, but I found a really nice one here. And when you consider that most people for this package are paying between 45 and $49,000 for this particular truck, that's a lot of value. I mean, that's 10 G's in difference. Like they're selling it for less than trade in. There's a couple reasons for that. The Carfax isn't too bad. It's got like a minor, the moderate in between there from 2020, from like 5 years ago. It was driven in Canada for like 7 months and for only like 9,000 miles. So that's a freaking great value. If you don't want to spend 50 grand on one of these, but you want to get a 50 grand one, you can. This is how you do it. But it's going to cost you a little more. They're not going to come down anymore on that price. I mean, they have to move it, but right now somebody will call them and pay them 35 for that. They're going to try everything they can to sell warranties and all that other bullshit on top of it because they're taking a bath on this one. But they only have when they when they've had them for so long. When they've had them for so long, then now they start having to pay a high interest payment on their floor plan. So they have so much money that they can invest in cars, that they can put on the lot. And once a car turns, like 60 days, some on some floor plans, is usually how it is. So once they've had the vehicle for 60 days, they start charging interest on it. And about 100 days, it's like the dealership's just trying to sell the car. They're trying to get out of it. Right now, they're trying really hard to get out of this one because they've had it for 182 days and they've reduced the price from 43,000 down to 35,000. So if this is one you're interested in, we've got to move on that one because it won't be there that long. They just marked this down, like just to dump it and mark it down, literally a few days ago. So we got to act on that one if you want it. That's the one of the better ones that I've seen right here. And again, that's where you can kind of find these deals. You got to You got to kind of look through them, but most of these that are right around that 35, 30, 25,000 range all have more mileage on them. 60,000 or more. That one has 50,000. So, the other thing would be is to go with one that had like 10,000 on it. You can put your own touchscreen in it. That's the thing. You can do all that. If you want to go and get into a low cost one, a cheap one, you know, you could you could easily buy this one in Florida, even though like I say, it's not your number one choice. Not your number one choice, but the I mean, that truck is tight, though, right? I mean, it looks cool. I mean, I know it's not, like it would have been cooler, like obviously, you know, but we could still, I mean, we could still pull that off, though, right? We're not too old to pull this truck off. I could drive this truck. I would drive this truck. I mean, it's basically what you have now. It is what you're getting, and you could put in, I don't know, to get a good unit right in there. I mean, you can get a nice one for like probably like installed for less than $1,000. You want to replace that. They can actually even install one that doesn't interfere with that, and it's a little screen that goes on top, so you can keep all this stuff the way it's supposed to be, and not mess with it if you wanted to, and then just have your little screen up here. I mean, that's easy enough too. So for your Apple CarPlay or whatever, it has all the abilities for that stuff. So, Bluetooth is going to be on it as well. So yeah, I mean that's how we get into like a great one. I mean, look at the mileage: 10,000 under $30,000. Then there's one for just in the mid 30s right here. This is a newer one. It's got more miles. So this one is a platinum, so it's low. This one has everything. Um, and the when you see the interior here, it's got that super nice interior. Sunroof on this one. Totally freaking dialed in, right? This thing is cool. And yeah, this is going to have the most up to date technology. 1794 edition. So this is the Tippity Top. Um, one thing is that you finding this one for this cheap is very difficult, and finding one with the see, this is going to have all the latest cameras and all that kind of stuff on it. So you're going to be able to do all kinds of things with this one for towing and uh, like it'll have a much more intuitive backup camera. It might even have side cameras and stuff on it. It wouldn't surprise me. This thing is got everything else. Another thing that it has too, it has adaptive cruise control on this one. So like it'll it'll basically keep up with the traffic in front of you. And you can select the length of distance you have in the car in front of you. And I mean, Toyota's the only one that will actually stop when you have that. So they're the only one that's like even if you fall asleep behind the wheel, it will stop this truck. You won't like the AI in it or the robot in it stop. Yeah, this one here, this is the last kind of old school um, V8, uh, you know, fully loaded truck that you're going to be able to buy from Toyota is a 19, 20, 21, 22. The last year they made that particular style, but that's going to be the most up to date. Is this one right here, um, 19, 19 through 22 is going to be the tippity top, as far as technology goes. With there not being big differences between a 19 and like say a 21. Basically, it's the same truck. So yeah, this is a good value on this one. Um, so something like that, man. And that one's not too far either. That one is in Virginia, but that's the probably the best deal I found so far on one that's got a nice options on it. Yeah, let me know what you want to do. All right, I'll show you. All right, here's where we left off last time. Okay, just kind of showing you a truck like this one right here. The 2012. This one's located in Florida. Um, Super clean car. You can also see that when you're talking about mileage like that, it was just somebody just babied this truck. Maybe they, just needed it for minimal things. Some people will have a truck that they use just for towing, or they just don't really drive anywhere. They work from home. They kind of, maybe they travel a lot, but they don't drive. They don't need to drive very often. That's how these survivors exist, right? And this is a survivor for sure. Um, you got to put your own stuff in this one, right? You got to put your own. You're gonna, if you want to, you got to put a little screen on the top there. If you want to have a touch screen on this one, they're available. You can replace that too if you want to put a touch screen in place of that. So you can modernize it a little bit, but let's be clear that the powertrain is the same on these as from beginning till they changed it in the most recent body style. It's the same 5.7 liter, that you're getting that's bulletproof. So, that's if you want to buy an older one. Now, on a newer one, I'm going to show you this one here. I found one near Richmond, Virginia. It is a 2019 um, Tundra Platinum. Right here, it has about 50,000 miles on it, and just over 50,000, and they're asking 35,000. They just marked this truck down from 39,000 because they've had it for like over 160 days. Once the car they've had the car in the lot for so long, the bank starts charging them interest on the loan. So they want to get this truck off their floor plan. Essentially, that's why they're selling it so cheap. Normally, this truck right here, I'll show you what you're getting. This is the platinum, so this is the tippity top, um, and you'll see why here in a second. This is the 1794 edition platinum, which is the really dialed in one. This one you can't really find in this body style. You can't really find a nicer one than this one as far as what the options are. Look at the interior on this one. Nice peanut butter. That's a super super high quality leather on that. Nice wood grain on this one. Super nice. You're going to see that it also has that sweet computer on this one, but it's not too busy either. It is still old school, but it does have a little more technology. Like I'll show you here. There's some more shots of the leather. There's your sunroof on the top there. See that 1794 edition right there. lots of sensors and cameras that you're going to get on one like this, that you wouldn't get on a 2012, right? Like right here, you can see, you can tell that it's going to have very intuitive backup cameras. It probably has. It wouldn't surprise me if it had the 360 camera. I'd have to verify that. I could check on that and find out. But still, everything is still set up on switches. It's not all on the computer. That's where it's headed. So this, you still have the ability to utilize the mirrors without having to access it through the computer, just by having a switch. So this you can also see too that there's a little bit of additional technology you're getting on one like this. It does have, it holds you in the lane, right? It holds you in the lane. So like right here, it has that lane assist. So basically, like if you were to say doze off, or say, you, something, bee stings you and you swat at it, this will keep you in your lane right here. And then this will also, um, it also has a, adaptive cruise control. So basically, will decipher how far away the vehicle in front of you, uh, how but by how far away the vehicle in front of you is. You're Yeah, it has adaptive cruise control and lane assist on this one, which you wouldn't get on that older truck. Still very similar powertrain, but this is a really good buy on this particular. You still get an old school key, which I like that. Here you go, push button 4-wheel drive, and just another look at that really cool system right there. Dual climate zone. I mean, like this is the top dog. And one thing that about this one is it's just a really nice looking truck. There's no razzle dazzle other than what the factory did on it, which is understated but still luxury at the same time. I mean, you can't get a better luxury Japanese truck than that right there. You can't. I mean, the Titan, it's not. I mean, you could get like a platinum Titan, but it's not nearly what this is. Right here. This is still has way nicer interior. It's just they last a lot longer. It's a much better vehicle. And even as far as American products go, like it'd be competitive with like a King Ranch F-150 or something like that. Or like a Denali, like SLT or high SLT, GMC Sierra 1500. It's like it's a great truck, and that's a great value for that truck.